time for me to go, or?
Yeah, that would be good. And we'll just get you guys going here in about 3 minutes. We're going to get going in about 3 minutes. Yay.
Okay, and you'll let me know?
Yes, I will
You'll
start.
are you gonna introduce me, or am I introducing myself?
No, I'll introduce you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is 12 o'clock on the dot, and so we get to start our presentation with the education plan. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Becky McGregor, and I'm your Employee Wellness Coordinator, and joining us today from the education plan is Carolyn Fittipaldi, and we're excited to have her here today. This is a wonderful savings opportunity for you all, and so we're glad to be able to bring it out to you a little bit more than what's been done in the past. Just a couple of house cleaning items I want to make sure we go over is please turn off your microphones from your phones or computers so that it limits the distractions for everyone, including our presenter. And then turn off your camera. And when we get to the question, the Q&A part of the presentation, we ask that you put your questions in the chat box. And if we need more clarification or something like that, we'll just ask you to unmute just to make it a little easier to talk. But when we get to that in the presentation, we will certainly indicate it. And without further ado, I am going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to make sure that we can get your screen up for Carolyn. You ready, Carolyn, to share your screen with everyone? You can unmute. So we're waiting. Hi, Carolyn. Can you unmute and start sharing your screen? I don't hear her. Something has happened to Carolyn. We were just on right before the presentation. Hi, Carolyn. Are you going to unmute and start your presentation today? There we go. And then Carolyn, if you can just, are you unmuted? We can't hear you.
All right, there we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So sorry. Is the screen up and running? Can you see the screen? Oh my gosh. Can everybody see my screen? I'm having some technical difficulties.
You can see your screen, but not the presentation.
Okay. Trying to figure out. I'm so sorry. Trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong here. It says I'm presenting, but my screen isn't showing.
No.
Gosh, I'm not sure what to do.
It looks like you're presenting your screen and not your presentation.
Okay, so let me
So you might
thank you.
stop. Yep.
Yes, let me try again. I'm so sorry. Can you see it now?
Nothing showing now.
I guess I don't really know how to do this.
It's coming on.
It's up now. There
It
it
is? Okay. Okay. Is everything there? Are we good? All right. Sorry for the delay, everyone. I'm glad to be here today. My name is Carolyn Fittipaldi. I'm the marketing director for the Education Trust Board of New Mexico. We're the state agency that administers the education plan. It's a tax-advantaged 529 college savings plan. Today, we're going to give you an overview of the education plan. We're going to talk about the tax advantages, how it works, go over the diverse investment options, discuss gifting opportunities, how to set up an account and get started saving. We'll answer your questions and then provide support contact information. So let's start with the basics. What is the education plan? It's a 529 savings plan that's sponsored by the state of New Mexico, but you don't have to live in New Mexico to open an account. 529 is a section of the IRS code that authorizes tax-advantaged college savings plans, and we're one of the lowest cost plans in the country. The plan is overseen by the Education Trust Board of New Mexico. We're a state agency. Data shows that with just $500 saved for higher education, kids are 3 times more likely to attend college or vocational school and 4 times more likely to graduate. They know someone believes in them, and with that seed planted, dreams can grow. Why start a 529 education savings plan? The cost of college continues to rise, including tuition, housing, food, and supplies, so it's important to begin saving as soon as possible. By helping more kids go to college, we're strengthening our future workforce. Many students and their families use student loans. Saving with a 529 plan can help students finance a debt-free education and ease that huge burden of student loan debt. With as little as just $1 to start, saving for college is easy, and when you start early with consistent savings efforts, higher education is more attainable. And the tax advantages are great. Tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawal if the money is used for qualified education expenses. And for New Mexico residents, There's a New Mexico state income tax deduction for the full amount of any contributions to the plan for the year in which the contributions are made. So if you make contributions in 2020, you can take the deduction off your 2020 tax return. Anyone at any time can open an account. You don't even need to be related to the beneficiary. You can even open an account for yourself to further your own education. It's always a good time to start saving for college. Never too early, and it's never too late. A 529 savings plan does not have a big impact on financial aid that your beneficiary may receive. If a 529 plan is owned by the parents, it counts as an asset of the parents on the FAFSA. Parental assets are assessed at a maximum rate of 5.64%, so not a big impact at all. Funds can be used at any accredited schools in the country, inside and outside of New Mexico. So that includes trade and vocational schools, 2-year and 4-year colleges, and even a few international schools. You can use your savings in your account for a variety of courses of study, from certificates to master's and PhD programs. 529 plans are flexible and can be used to cover a variety of educational expenses. Some examples include tuition and fees, room and board, books, computers, internet, and educational software. An example of an expense that is not covered is transportation, for instance, flights. Unlike many scholarships and grants, 529 plans are flexible and can be used to cover many different educational expenses in addition to tuition, as I mentioned earlier. This example illustrates how the New Mexico Lottery and the Opportunity Scholarship compare to the education plan on covered expenses. As you can see, the education plan checks all the boxes. What if the beneficiary doesn't go to college? An account owner can change the beneficiary to another family member at any time. We have diverse investment options available. We've divided our plan investments into 2 broad categories: keep it simple and show me options. Most 529 account owners select the keep it simple option for their 529 investments. This approach is based on the beneficiary's year of enrollment. Our account owners like the set it and forget it nature of these portfolios. Each portfolio consists of a blend of investments that automatically change to become more conservative as the year of enrollment gets closer. It's kind of like a retirement account where you start out more conservatively or more aggressively when you're younger, and it gets more conservative as you get closer to retirement. The year of enrollment portfolios consist of a variety of low-cost passive or index funds. Think Vanguard, for example. The year of enrollment portfolios also serve as the default investment options for those who do not feel comfortable making an investment choice. As you can see from this slide, the year of enrollment portfolios become more conservative over time as the year of enrollment approaches. This chart provides more detailed information, including the underlying funds that make up the year of enrollment portfolios, as well as the percentage of each underlying fund in a given portfolio. The education plan also has a variety of investments designed for more experienced investors. We call that show me options. There are both passive or index allocation options as well as actively managed allocation options. There are also 5 individual fund options, including a socially responsible option. Here are charts providing more information about the passive and active allocation options. You can see each of the underlying funds as well as the 4 available mixes of options based on risk from aggressive to conservative, 100% stocks down to 25% stocks. On this chart, you can see the 5 individual fund portfolio options. There's a stable value option, a short-term treasury option, a stock market index option, and the bond market index option. Also included in this list is the TIAA-CREF Social Equity Fund. This is a so-called ESG fund that takes into consideration the environmental, social, and corporate governance aspects of each of the stocks in the fund. For more information on all these investment options, you can visit our website at theeducationplan.com. So remember what I said earlier, with just $500 saved, a child is 3 times more likely to attend college or vocational school, and 4 times more likely to graduate than those without savings. And also remember that very few families can fully fund higher education from savings alone. Most families employ a mixture of scholarships, grants, work-study savings, and student loans. A more important measure for successful education savings is the extent to which your education savings can reduce the burden of student loan debt. On average for 2019, student loan borrowers graduated with over $30,000 in student debt. As the chart shows here, 15 years of saving just $100 per month with an average return of 5% nearly cancels out the average student loan debt. Another great feature is that family and friends can give a gift into your 529 account through a one-time gift or a recurring contribution. This is a way of crowdfunding education, and it's a great thing for birthdays, holidays, graduations, and other special occasions. Accepting gifts is easy and can help grow your account. It may also offer tax benefits to the gift giver. So much more meaningful than a gift card or cash. And family and friends can give that gift that lasts a lifetime, the gift of education. How to get started. It's super easy. It takes about 15 minutes to open an account. You can enroll online at theeducationplan.com. What you'll need for each of your beneficiaries is the name, of course, a social security number or tax ID number, and their birth date. You'll receive an account number for each of your beneficiaries. During enrollment, you'll also be asked to make your investment selections and to elect payroll direct deposit as a contribution method if you choose. Setting up payroll direct deposit from APS to the education plan is a simple 2-step process, but it is a 2-step process. Both steps must be completed to ensure contributions are deposited correctly. In step 1, you'll submit your payroll direct deposit instructions to the education plan. You'll be asked to do that when you enroll, and this process walks you through logging into your account with the education plan and submitting the direct deposit amount. The amount you enter here needs to match the amount you set up in step 2. In step 2, you'll set up your direct deposit with APS. You must submit your payroll direct deposit instructions to your HR department to complete the process.
Excuse me, really quick, Carolyn, I don't want people to get confused on that. We do not do payroll deductions for the education plan. We do not do that. So what they have to do is set up through you a transfer from their account. We don't
From their
do
bank account? Okay.
We do not do payroll deduction for the education plan. So I just don't want anybody to to get confused on that.
Okay, I apologize. I thought that was set up that way. Okay, well, there's obviously lots of options, just to clarify for everyone, there's lots of options when you set up your account. You can certainly set it up through your bank to do ACH from your bank account into the education plan. You can just make a lump sum contribution. You can make monthly, weekly, bi-weekly. You can set it up any way you choose. Payroll direct deposit is and can be an option for certain employers, and I apologize for misleading anyone during the presentation.
It is an option for some employers. APS does not participate in that part. Just so you're not wrong.
Okay. So I'm done with my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions if we have any that came through.
Okay, let's see. Do we have any? Okay. Do we have any questions from the group on this? Just want to make sure.
So, and if there aren't any questions yet, I can, I know that we've had some questions that we tend to get quite a bit. This one's a good question. A lot of people ask if there's a limit to the amount of contributions to an account. At that limit is pretty generous at $500,000. So very few people ever reach that account value. And if you do, you'll have to stop contributing to the account. So that it's pretty generous.
Awesome.
And let's see, there are a couple of other questions that people tend to ask. How much do you need to start the account? I think I mentioned during the presentation that you can open an account for as little as $1. You can make the contributions whenever you choose. There's no obligation to make regular contributions. So however you want to do that, if you have a lump sum you want to put in, if you want to do individual contributions, of course, the gifting option is available from friends and family. And if you have this is another question. Sorry, I'm just thinking of things that we always often get asked.
Okay, we have a couple of questions in the chat box.
Oh, good. All right, great.
Is there a limit to how much you can deduct on state taxes?
No. That's really the exciting part about our tax benefits here in New Mexico, and we have a really great program here. A lot of states don't offer any tax deductions at all, or they only offer the tax deduction for an in-state plan. We happen to be one of those states that only offers the tax incentive if you open a plan with the state's plan, which is the education plan. But you can, there is no limit to the amount of contributions that you can deduct. But you have to remember that if you withdraw the money and use it for anything other than those qualified education expenses, you will have to, you'll have, tax penalties, and we'll have to pay back those deductions you took in prior years. So as long as you use the money for those qualified expenses that I mentioned, then you'll be okay.
And then there's Melanie, you have a question about the 403B, which is a different company altogether. And so we will, I'll take your name and everything and pass your information over to and email you, and then we'll see what kind of exactly is your question about that. So it's a different benefit, the savings. So just so you know, we'll get to that, okay? Yeah. Robin reiterated, it has to be state plan. I have a plan through USAA, so would it not qualify?
Is that a 529 account that you have through USAA?
Yes.
Yes. So you cannot take a state income tax deduction on an account other than the state plan, which is the education plan. So, but you can roll over any 529 account from another state can be rolled over into the education plan, and we have a simple rollover form on our website at theeducationplan.com.
Okay. All right. And are there any other questions that we have? If not,
of course, anytime you have any questions, we have a knowledgeable customer service team at our 800 number, and you can reach them Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can certainly visit the website at theeducationplan.com. Lots of great information there as well.
Okay, great.
And we just thank you so much for your the opportunity today to educate you about the education plan. We're really excited about our partnership with APS to help families save for higher ed.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate you presenting and appreciate the people on the call. Just going to remind you all about our open enrollment, some things coming up. We do have the main landing page on the intranet, the open enrollment page, where we have all the information around open enrollment and the webinars. Also, just want to remind you that the open enrollment is completely online this year, and that's going to be through your Winocular workspace, and we're having a couple of webinars on Monday and Tuesday for you to walk you through that. It's a pretty seamless process. I think you're going to find it's a lot easier than you might think. And so we are going to have some webinars on that. You will get an email regarding that as well on Monday or Tuesday. So we're going to help you through that online open enrollment process. We have that wellness walkthrough event on Thursday and Friday. That is a completely hand sanitizing, mask wearing, socially distanced event for you to receive some preventive health services like vaccinations, mammograms, and blood donor drive. And all of that information is on that open enrollment landing page. So please check that out. If you want to make an appointment for mammograms or blood donor, there's links to that. And there's also information about the vaccinations to fill out the consent form, which is on the website, and also to make sure you bring your prescription benefit card or your medical plan card. So the Wellness Walkthrough event is next Thursday and Friday. We do ask that you do not come to City Center. We're asking for everyone to go to Bonifacio. It's not at City Center this year. And also, thanks for you guys for attending today. We feel like you're already a winner because you know more about the great education plan, but I'll also be raffling for prizes. And so if you are the winner of that raffle, I will let you know via email. And that concludes our presentation. Thank you so much for attending and for your questions. I am done. Have a wonderful day, everyone.